All right, so this is my second video of the summer here where I'm no longer in the high school shop that I work in. I'm at home. And when I'm at home, I have very reduced amount of tools, so I'm trying to figure out how can I do some woodworking at home with really just kind of a fundamental skill set of tools. And so I have a circular saw, I have a router, and then those are the primary power tools that I use, but I also have a 3D printer. And I know there's some controversy over 3D printing and woodworking, but for me it's critical. It allows me to customize what I need to and really build things to suit my specific needs. And so right now I'm using this sled that I created with my circular saw to perform my rip cuts. That to me is the hardest one to replicate at home. So the table saw is obviously set up for rip cutting, but I can do it here pretty easily with the sled. So now I transitions to a cross cut. And the key with this is the fence. So getting the fence aligned, but also having a measurement gauge so I can slide it along those T-tracks, and I have a ruler set up there so that I can really quickly lay out and then repeat cuts. And so, you know, the ability again on the table saw to set a fence once and then have a lot of repetition and reliability was really a critical piece. This has been the hardest part for me is not having a planer. And so using a hand plane is okay. I'm still getting better at it. I'm considering purchasing an electric planer to kind of deal with this, but for right now this is okay. Just trying to clean up the faces. This is just rough redwood. These are fence boards, and so getting the faces cleaned up is really kind of a critical part. So with the hand plane and the sander, I can get them cleaned up, but I still don't have a way to like get a final thickness, and so that's going to be something that's tricky. All right. So my goal here is to create a box with box joints. So I have this 3D printed jig that I made for my router, and it really relies on this template bit. So one of the reasons why I think the router is critical is it's just so versatile, and it can do things that I can't do easily with other tools. So basically this follows the 3D printed guide, and it'll create those fingers for the box joint. And then for the second part, it basically just gets shifted over with a spacer block. So I space it by one finger over for the other part, and then when those go to mate together, they'll fit really nicely. So I have different jigs set up. This is a 1/2 inch finger, but you can do it for any size. So I have a 3/4 inch and an inch as well. So just going through, flipping them around, and then getting the fingers out. And again, setting that depth each time is a little bit of a pain. It'd be nice to be able to do it all in one pass, but I just had a ton of tear out when I did it that way. All right, these are some 3D printed clamps that I made for corners that just use your squeeze clamps. Those are nice because it ensures a nice 90-degree angle. And now I'm going to use a second type of bit. I want to use this routing bit to basically put in a space for the bottom. So again, I used the router, but what I think is really actually critical too is a router table. So this is just a home built one where I have a router base that I put on a plate. Because with routing, it's really hard to secure the work. And so what I've found is it's easier really to have the router secured in a router table and then just use your hands and work holding to secure it. So just cleaning up the edges with a chisel so that I can recess the bottom plate in there. And then measure it, and then I'm back to my circular saw to be able to lay out the bottom panel. So again, it's not as fast as a table saw, but it gets the job done, and I can move things really quickly, set up, and then cut to create what I need to. All right, so it fits okay. I'm not incredibly thrilled with the routing bit. I think I need to work on it a little bit more, but it works, and it gives me a nice flat bottom surface. Go from there. So the last part of this is just cleaning it up. I'm going to put a chamfered edge. Again, the router is incredibly versatile, so being able to use it multiple different ways is just huge. So it's one of those kind of critical tools. And then it's just cleaning up the surfaces. So in terms of success or failure for the project, I think this is kind of in the middle. Like, I made it. It's not the prettiest box I've ever made by far, but it works. I think I need to pick a little bit of a nicer wood to start with. But again, it was fun. I was able to do it really with just kind of 2 power tools, which is really, again, my goal. How can I work with simple power tools in a really limited space? Check out the website, shopclasssolutions.com. I have a bunch of digital files that you can pick from. And in terms of pricing, I don't know what this is worth to you. My goal is not to make a ton of money. Of course, I'd love to put a few dollars in my pocket, but really what I want to do is let people build stuff and have the option to download and use these things. So you have a suggested price, but you also have the option to make an offer. So make an offer that you're comfortable with. If you need to make it free, 100% off, you can do that. Download the files, use them for what you need to. All right, get out there, build some stuff, have fun, and enjoy being able to make things.